But man, we're gonna go on to the next subject, which is apparently UNC could be leaving the ACC alongside with Clemson and FSU.
To go where?
So here's the thing.
Pac-12,
So
Pac-10.
no. So listen to me. Listen to me. Hear me out. So rumors been swirling ever since we all know that essentially the ACC came to a concession settlement with Clemson and FSU about staying in. You know what I mean? About
Right.
staying in the league and so on and so forth. So because of that, now everybody's like, all right, the pathway has been set. The pathway has been set for how UNC could leave because here are the rumors swirling. And this is in the article because it was from Inside Carolina. It's like, as currently constructed, the ACC's days could be numbered with Clemson and Florida State settled. With the Clemson and Florida State settlement agreement providing a substantial victory to member schools for exploring possible pathways toward leaving the conference and relocating to greener financial pastures. And any such group interested in seeking potential departure from the ACC includes North Carolina, multiple sources told Inside Carolina. The Tar Heels even could be considered the front of the pack alongside Clemson, sources said about the next round of realignment that's brewing. And for those of you who don't know, here's what the current situation is for the ACC in terms of their membership. The ACC's current 18 team membership, 17 teams in football minus Notre Dame. We all know how my co-host feels about that. Will remain intact through at least June 2027 as per the settlement's new parameters on leaving the league. Now, official notices must be filed by June 1st for withdrawal to become effective on June 30th of the following year. So if an ACC school files for withdrawal on June 1st, 2026, then it would be required to pay an exit fee of $147 million. Good God. To leave the conference on June 30th of 2027. From there, the ACC's exit fee drops by $18 million, random number of 18, all right. Drops by $18 million each year until leveling off at $75 million in 2030, 31, 2030, and then 2031 season, I'm guessing. The league's exit costs remain considerable, but they're not prohibitive. So, basically, if these teams don't start seeing that revenue share that they really want, they could buy their way out. And if I'm being honest, if Clemson and UNC and Florida State, they're going to go to the SEC. The only other place you're going to go is the Big Ten if you're looking for money like that. That's the only other – think about it. Maybe the Big 12, but that would be stupid. If I'm being honest,
like you know what I think.
Like the Big 12 ain't even got a network like that.
You know what I think conferences should do, and I'll even keep it to the Power 4 conferences, right?
Yeah.
Do a draft every year.
What, like fantasy?
Yeah, do a fantasy draft every year. No team stays in the same conference every year. You get new competition between conferences every year, hopefully.
All right, I'm gonna add this caveat. One caveat. So, are we just doing away with with rival identities, or do we keep those? Like, what's up?
Oh no, the rivalries stay the same. You'll still get that rivalry game every year. At least one rivalry game every year still.
Okay.
It just won't be counted as it just won't be, if they're not in the same conference, it just won't be counted as a conference rivalry game.
So,
but some of the long running rivalry games, you got to keep those.
Okay.
Now I can also even suggest doing once every 4 years. Do a new fantasy draft once every 4 years.
I would say that if you're going to go that idea, I would say that's better. Just because you
get a full collegiate cycle.
Because you get a full collegiate cycle, you establish some continuity. You also are able to establish the logistics of how to make it work for those teams that you have. Because, for example, if Arizona, because California, we know they're in the ACC. They're in the ACC this year, and then the very next year they got to change everything logistically because they end up in the Big 12. Then the next year after that, they end up in the SEC. Then the next year after that, they end up back in the Big 12. Like you see what I'm saying? Like logistically doing it every year doesn't make sense. But
you can
every
even
4 years,
you can even set it up. You can even try to set it up to where one like you can even if it's not this probably isn't the greatest part of the idea, but you can even set up to where no team plays in the same conference consecutively.
I mean, yeah, I would assume that. I would definitely assume like you can't play in the same conference consecutive times, like consecutive rotations.
So yeah, right? But you know, then it would kind of defeat the purpose of doing a fantasy draft. But I would say if anything, you just can't play. You can't play from at least 3 times straight. But you can't. But I don't know. It's one of those things. It's one of those like detailed things that they'll have to figure out later.
You'd have to worry that. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, where would they go? I think it's the SEC or the Big Ten. That's it. That's the only answers you got.
And the bad thing is like,
and I'm actually more open to them going to the Big Ten and proving that like Ohio State and Michigan, Michigan, and Penn State usually get an easy run.
Somebody's gonna have to come out of there though.
No, but I'm saying, all right.
I mean,
for example, here's my idea.
Uh-huh.
So we know with the Big Ten, like Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan are all on one side of the bracket. They're all on that one like side of the division in the Big Ten. The other side, you take them out. You put in Clemson, UNC, Miami, Florida State, SMU. Like you put them in, and let the other fools let them go down to the ACC. Now you still get some continuity in terms of rivalry, playing game logistics and whatnot. Like you have a logistically sound slate of teams, but competition wise, you have some of the best cream of the crop, essentially to combat what the SEC got going on. Because we know with the SEC, Georgia, Bama, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Vandy, like say what you want. SEC be having talent like, and like 4 or 5 teams down, any one of them can has the talent. Now, do they have the consistency? Right. Is different, but they have the talent to take that top dog spot. Doing this with the ACC's top teams would make the most sense going to the Big Ten, because now the Big Ten is essentially the new, like the SEC's rival. And then the ACC in of itself becomes more competitive because it quote unquote would be watered down, but the competition would be at the same level, because you're going to tell me a Wisconsin and an NC State wouldn't be a great matchup, that they aren't on par with each other. A Duke and a Minnesota wouldn't be a great matchup because they aren't on par with each other. And I would hope Duke will lose by 20, but you get what I'm saying? The level of the matchups would make more sense. Rather than you having Clemson running the gauntlet for 4, 5, 6 years, then Florida State running it for 3, 4, 5 years, then Miami running it for 4 or 5 years. You actually would have a conference that's producing good football games. But then not only that, you can legitimately say, hey, yo, this is a power conference. They get down over here in the ACC now. Like, it's anybody's conference. The Big Ten, it's anybody's conference. The SEC, it's anybody's conference. So now when you do the college football playoff, you bringing in the ACC champ, you know it's somebody who earned it. The Big Ten champ, you know it was somebody who earned it. The SEC, we always know whoever wins the SEC, they earned that. That wasn't by luck. You don't win the SEC by luck. Maybe a couple plays here and there, but usually your team is
like, well, luck
usually your team, usually your team is good enough to win it for a reason. So that's my idea. If they're gonna leave,
because like, if they do leave, it makes you wonder, okay, what teams are going to be leaving, especially the Big Ten and the SEC. Because now I would say if you're going to go in the SEC, I would have Clemson probably replace Missouri. North Carolina will probably replace Vandy. And if Florida State went in, probably Mississippi State is who they would replace if they went SEC, because they're surely not going to let Georgia, Bama, LSU, Ole Miss, Florida, South Carolina. They're not going to let them walk. Especially now, the thing that I would really enjoy with Clemson going to SEC is that now South Carolina and Clemson have a true conference rivalry.
I mean, I like that they still keep that going regardless. Because even when like Oklahoma and Texas,
I like the fact that they have a rivalry in general.
They still keep it.
You know. Oh yeah, no, I'm not knocking the fact that they have the rivalry in general, because the rivalry is good. It's always, except for like a few years since I've been born, for a few 5 to 6 seasons or so, it was boring because we already knew who was going to win it. It was no competition whatsoever. But now they're both getting closer and closer competitively. They both look like they could take over a game at any point. So it's like, hey,
so
bringing them both to the same conference and actually have full consequences to one of them losing this game.
Yeah. So also, the Big Ten did do away with the divisions. They did do away with that. So it's all like one division now. But even as I'm looking at it, I'm like, you could have kept the divisions doing this idea that we're proposing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could have kept the divisions. You could have kept it going. Now I will say this: that Clemson, South Carolina matchup actually being worth something for somebody's record, that'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah. Oh, listen, just imagine how much heavier that game's gonna be.
Hey,
like this game determines whether you make SEC championship or make this bowl game, because this and this. Oh,
think about it. That's no different. That's no different than us playing Duke in basketball,
right?
And the bad part is, like, it's been tamed the last like 5 to 6, 7 years. Like back in 2012, 2010, 2005, the 90s. Oh, bruh. Hey, we scrapping in the parking lot.
Now, back to the main topic on it though. Like the fact that these prices are weird.
I thought the same thing, dog. I said,
it's some real arbitrary numbers.
18 million drop off. That and then it
I feel like there's
75.
something. I feel like there's something that like with uneven number, with like odd numbers. I feel like something's like something. I feel like some kind of benefits there, but no, I don't know.
I have no earthly idea, bro. Because I was confused.
I mean, the upside is at least. I mean, the upside is at least the fee drops over time. Like the longer you wait to leave, the lower the price is. But they're only going to do it up until 75 mil.
They say you gonna pay us 75 mil to get out.
You don't pay to leave. You pay us at least 75.
My thing is this, dog. You want to come up off 75 mil just to break up with you? Like,
and then pay whoever it is you going to go see.
Right. I gotta pay you to break up with you. Then I gotta pay you to come date with you.
Nah.
Hold up, bro. Hold up.
That's what you look at it like, you know what? Fuck it. So you know what? Screw it. Notre Dame had the right idea. We're going to
right. Hey, that's the one. Hey, that's the one time I think you'd agree with Notre Dame. Be like, you know what? Y'all had it. Y'all had the right idea.
So y'all have the right idea.
Because this pay to go to the dance. What is this? Escort privileges? What is this going on? We ain't pay for this. Gator don't play this.
All right.